You can see the news there. It is a big deal. We've expected it for a very long time. The Undertaker will take his rightful place in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
What's up, everybody? I'm Kev Callum here. Breaking news from Sportskeeda.com, confirmed by WWE.com today. The Undertaker is doing the most obvious thing we expected this year for WrestleMania week. He will take his rightful place in the WWE Hall of Fame. This is news that we were sort of expecting. I think this is widespread speculation that The Undertaker, after the Last Ride documentary, which was quite a hit, that fully documented the experience of him going through the last few years of his career in great detail. The farewell ceremony they did, unfortunately, in front of no fans at the Survivor Series in 2020. So people were expecting this. And this is a unique induction for him. So let's get you the details here. The Undertaker is confirmed to be the headliner for this year's Hall of Fame class. No other names confirmed at this time by WWE. This will go down Friday, April 1st, the Friday before the first night of WrestleMania at the American Airlines Arena, immediately following SmackDown. So fans will be able to get a 2-for-1 ticket. Tickets will go on sale this Tuesday, February 22nd at 10 a.m. Central. This will all stream. The Hall of Fame will stream on Peacock about 9 Central, immediately following SmackDown. SmackDown, of course, airing on Fox. So a big night, a big media blast here. The Undertaker will also be appearing on NBC's weekend edition of Today to talk about this induction. So that's coming out. Quite the story here. Quite the story. Let us know what you think. Are you happy The Undertaker is going in? I think a majority of fans will be. Some people saying finally. Well, it's about damn time. I think this is a matter of The Undertaker signifying that he is indeed done with his in-ring career. As far as we know, I don't think this is anything to argue. I don't think anyone could tell you remotely that The Undertaker doesn't deserve this, especially for the WWE Hall of Fame. Let us know what you think. Sound off in the comments. Get on screen. The Undertaker is going to do this induction. I've been a proponent of the idea that only The Undertaker should go in. Who has to be inducted in the same class as The Undertaker that isn't going to get outshined by The Undertaker? But that's okay. They should induct other people too. But I'm just, maybe I'm just a little biased about that. The Undertaker's speech will be very, very special. You will be able to see him, hopefully, in some form, out of character. Is he going to be? Are we going to see Mark Calloway talking about The Undertaker, which is going to be a very different thing? And that was kind of jarring for longtime fans to see in The Last Dance. And now we're going to be able to see that in this very formal setting. That is very much a thank you for this, and give him some roses here. Christian Gonzalez says makes sense. It's being held in Texas, where he's from. Texas has a long wrestling legacy, the world-class championship wrestling, the Von Erich family, the Funks, Bruiser Brody. You could go on and on and on. And Stone Cold Steve Austin wearing this shirt. Yeah, he might be coming back this year. So you got The Undertaker. Induct him, and you can say that you do a very, very special thing for fans. This is quite the attraction. I could see some people making the trip just for this, that are longtime wrestling fans and want to buy that ticket and want to see that induction speech. Are you in that camp? Are you more excited for The Undertaker to go in the Hall of Fame than you are WrestleMania? So it's worth noting that this is something that I think fans should appreciate and take in, and that this is a beloved character we get to see in a very beloved circumstance. I'm going to have Jose G join me here in a minute, and we want to get more of your takes on screen. Let us know what you guys think. Send that over to him. Undertaker inducted in the Hall of Fame. Now the question comes up, who inducts him? Who gets to put The Undertaker in the Hall of Fame? I want to know what you guys think. A lot of people think the obvious choice is Kane, his brother on screen, longtime tag team partner, longtime rival. I think Kane is kind of the obvious choice. But could you have multiple people give speeches before The Undertaker comes out there? Hypothetically, you could. I know Vince McMahon inducted Stone Cold Steve Austin if he was going to induct another person in the Hall of Fame, I think it would be the Undertaker, one of his greatest character creations and promotions and performers. It would be quite the thing if that could indeed happen here. And of course, it's certainly interesting that this is going to happen after a SmackDown. So the arrangement of how this is going to look is going to be different. There will be a ring there. It'll be odd. Are floor seats going to be available to fans? Is that just going to be available to families? What is that circumstance going to be like? How is this going to be presented here? Joining me right now, Jose G. What's up, Jose? How are you, bud?
Doing good, Kevin. Sorry, joined in a little bit late
That's
here,
okay.
but
Breaking news, man.
yeah, man. I think this is a great. I think this is something that a lot of us anticipated. At the beginning of the year, with the Royal Rumble, everybody was already thinking that the Undertaker was going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and today we get that confirmation early in the morning.
Jump into the conversation. How do you do this? Because this isn't just, I know, why treat him any different than anyone else? Because he's the Undertaker.
Because he's the Undertaker, absolutely.
And I don't think you can just do this induction like any other induction. It has to be a spectacle that befits this character that people have held in such high regard. There has to be, I think you have to do a super huge entrance. There has to be a mat. Like, does he come out in character and then immediately disrobe and he's just Mark Calloway? Like, the specifics of this are going to be so meticulously judged. The same way, like when a Star Wars movie comes out, it's like, no, that lightsaber shouldn't look like that.
Yeah.
Like all those little nerdy things. The nerd rage about what the Undertaker does is going to be through the roof here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think we had spoken several times about it on the top story where we wouldn't mind if the entire Hall of Fame is dedicated to the Undertaker. I mean, he has over 30 years of stuff that you can go over, that you can fill in a 2-hour show. That's how much the Undertaker means to the business. And that's how much you could probably build that show around him.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people chiming in here to saying congratulations. Some people saying in terms of that induction, you do Kane or Paul Heyman. I think Kane would be the leading person that people think are going to be doing this here. Mm-hmm. I'm of the thought you could have multiple people come out and give speeches. I do think this is an exception to that.
So here's a question too. Who does the induction? Because like Kane is like such an obvious choice, but you also got to think about Bruce Pritchard. He brought him in. He's the one that that debuted him back in the 90s.
I mean, it's also worth noting he didn't get to have that farewell in front of fans.
Exactly.
So this is also, I think, kind of, for lack of a better phrase, a twofer, Mm-hmm. So you wanted to do something special for his anniversary and his farewell at the Survivor Series, and you did it, and it wasn't the same. It was with Thunderdome fans, and they brought on a bunch of different productions, and they had like lightning in the Thunderdome. They did all these different things, right? And I think now you can do something like that in front of a full arena of fans and get to have that spectacle. It is odd that it's going to be a Hall of Fame. Does he do the speech in character? Is it a long speech? Like there's all these different things to expect from it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's probably going to speak as Mark Calloway and not as the Undertaker, just because you're inducting him into the Hall of Fame. You're recognizing what he gave to the business for the last 30 years. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get more of the Mark Calloway speaking as opposed to the Undertaker, but I'm sure we'll get some bits and pieces of the Undertaker here and there, especially when he closes out his speech.
And like, there's got to be, it's weird how you're going to balance spectacle and then immediately go into like a sincere, like vulnerable version of yourself where you're not putting on this aura and character and grimace, and people know what that is. Fans know what that is. They know what that look. He doesn't have to wear a mask. He just has to give you a look, and he's the Undertaker. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out and how this is presented. Obviously, some other people will be inducted in this year's class, and we can get into that conversation, which is always, I think, a fun conversation. People saying turnbuckle pads, like, how about WWE fans induct him? That would be wild if a fan got to do that. It would be interesting if a fan got to do it. I expect WWE to do a lot of social media blitz on this.
Oh,
Like I
we're
expect
gonna have so many stories, so many videos, so many updates on the Undertaker from now until WrestleMania.
yeah.
It might be a little nauseating. It's like, oh my god, another Undertaker story.
There will be multiple videos made. Nishad Dalali saying Jawaz saying Kevin induct the Undertaker. No, I don't think I don't think I could handle that. I don't think I could handle that. He deserves it. Yeah. I know a lot of people say this is overdue, that he deserved this a long time ago, but I think this is a matter of when he wanted to do this.
It was a
Fightful,
timing thing. It's a timing
yeah,
thing.
it's when he was comfortable doing it. I mean, if you could have him do this 10, 15 years ago if you wanted to. And I think this is a matter of when he was comfortable with knowing that this is the time to do it. Yeah, it is overdue, but like I said, it's when he's comfortable. He gets to call the shots. He gets to call the shots here. He's the Undertaker and he's earned that. Let's talk about this though. Who else gets to go in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know, man. There's a lot of choices out there. Right now, I mean, like the most obvious one that everybody was expecting was the Undertaker. I don't know who else can probably get there. As far as women, we could probably see another woman being inducted. Everyone talks about China being inducted and they want her to be inducted. It should be noted that she was inducted as part of DX a few years ago, but she hasn't had that recognition of her having her own induction into the Hall of Fame. She left a big mark in women's wrestling. I understand that WWE doesn't want to have that type of publicity because of what she dealt with and in the adult film industry and a lot of the other stuff that was quite controversial after she left WWE. But truth can't be denied. She really laid the ground for a lot of the women that are out there. She's one of the first women to become an intercontinental champion, to enter the Royal Rumble. China did a lot of stuff. I would love to see China inducted. Will it happen? Her solo? I don't know. What about you, Kevin?
I think China is more than due. I mean, if you want to do a female induction, once again, I'll check my bias card whenever the Hall of Fame comes up. I'm close with Lisa Marie Varon, and I've been able to do events with her over the years and do different things when she owned a restaurant here in Chicago, and got to see what she was like as a person, and then got to appreciate her as a performer. I think she is more than deserving of the honor.
Yes.
She is the William Regal of professional wrestling. So I would love to see that speech. She has a lot of very, very fun stories about being on the road, which I think I would love to hear shared in that circumstance. I think she's more than deserving. There are plenty of tag teams that haven't been in. Demolition from the 80s has never been called up for the Hall of Fame. You have guys that are still with us who deserve to be able to experience that honor with their family. And I think Demolition is a fitting team that deserves that. I would also, want to start talking about some people from ECW. And ECW had a big impact on the industry, though you have plenty of those guys who said, no, thanks. Sabu said, no, thank you. I don't want it. Rob Van Dam got that induction last year, but it was in front of fans. Do you do something with the people that were inducted last year that didn't get to experience it in front of fans? Do you do something with them? There's a lot of different things at the Hall of Fame that I think are complicated by the idea that the Undertaker is going in, and how much time do you want to give to the Undertaker, which is what people are coming to see in terms of the Hall of Fame. I think this is a hotter ticket than SmackDown itself, and that's no shot at SmackDown. This is the Undertaker. This is the Hall of Fame. This is WrestleMania week. This is people traveling in from around the country and the world. This is that first real full on blast, no capacity limit WrestleMania. Fingers crossed that things stay that way in Dallas. And WWE wants to blow this out of the water and make this a huge thing. Think of this. They're going to have a network television lead-in to a streaming special.
I just got to say that the fans who are going to be attending SmackDown are going to have a big treat that day. It's a 2-for-1 show. I mean, you're going to experience the go-home show for WrestleMania, and then you're going to experience the Hall of Fame with the Undertaker being inducted. I mean, that's like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
And you get all the WrestleMania heat all in one show. It'll be interesting, though, because I know sometimes when fans have gone to the Hall of Fame before, I've never been able to go to a Hall of Fame live. A majority of fans, not all, will try to dress up a little bit more. Not like, oh, you're like almost like you're going to church, you know? And so they tried to dress up a little bit more. Are people going to do that for SmackDown before, or like, oh, it's 9:00, everyone put on their blazers and button-up shirts?
That'll probably be me. I'll probably have an extra blazer in my bag just so I can put it on for the Hall of Fame. You got to show the respect,
Show some respect.
Absolutely. I'm all about it.
Undertaker confirmed once again for the Hall of Fame. This will air on Peacock following SmackDown from the American Airlines Arena in Dallas, Texas. So 2-for-1 ticket. Those tickets go on sale, by the way, February 22nd, Tuesday, February 22nd at 10 a.m. Central Time. So if you're looking to get those will be available through Ticketmaster. I know there was some confusion. Most WrestleMania tickets initially were available through SeatGeek, and that was something that SeatGeek paid for. And so they got a little bit more of a priority, but this will be available through Ticketmaster. All the information obviously confirmed by WWE right now. We'll follow it at Sportskeeda.com. By the way, Sportskeeda.com, are you doing what you got to do? Got to get your vote in. Got to get your vote in. The Sportskeeda Wrestling Awards are going down. Male Wrestler of the Year, Female Wrestler of the Year, Heel, Babyface of the Year, Tag Team of the Year, Match of the Year, all of it right there. Plus, we have some of the biggest names in the industry from Renee Paquette, Eric Bischoff, Bill Apter, so many more, Rob Van Dam, Booker T, and many, many more, all showing what their votes are. All right, so we have special interviews up with them where they go down the categories as well. Go there, and you could potentially win a video gaming console. You could win merchandise and so much more. 30,000 plus votes have been cast. A few more weeks to get your vote in. Go vote. People asking me, how many times can you vote? I'm not certain of that, but I believe you can do it once per browser. So if you have different browsers, that's your limit there. So go check it out. It's up now. Sportskeeda.com/wrestling-awards. That's sportskeeda.com/wrestling-awards. We are available on the YouTubes. You can catch Jose and I usually weekdays at 5:30 Central, 6:30 Eastern. And we're doing that. We're doing a little bit of breaking news here. We always do those, so make sure your notifications are on. Monday nights, we have Vince Russo with us after Raw. Friday nights after SmackDown and Rampage, we have Dutch Mantel. Wednesday nights, you're covering AEW Dynamite and NXT, so plenty of different content. Hugo Savinovich was with us as well, did an unfiltered interview. He also popped on with us yesterday on the Top Story to cover the unfortunate news of Carlos Cabrera leaving WWE. So much content. It's only going to get crazier going on the road to WrestleMania. I'm more of a podcast person. We put up all the audio in a podcast feed as well. Go subscribe on Spotify and Apple. So much content to follow here. It's going to be a fun time.
Yes, it is.
It's going to be a fun time here. I think WWE's putting some really big things together here for WrestleMania, trying to make it feel like a big deal here. Let's hopefully the storylines match the marquee, So there we go. Follow Jose G on the Twitter machine at Jose_G_official. Also on the IG. You're way better on the Instagram game than I am. Way better.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
And of course, you can follow me at Kev Kellum on the Twitter machine as well. Follow SK Wrestling _. Plug. You
gotta throw those overlays on so they could physically see it.
I gotta find out where the overlays are. See, I'm not used to being the manager.
It says Kev Jose. It says Kev Jose on there.
Watch, I'll click the wrong one. Oh, look at that.
There it is. There it is.
Thank you guys so much for checking it out. Once again, check out our channel, all that good stuff. Remember, when watching wrestling, do the most important thing, which is what, Jose?
You gotta enjoy it. Enjoy wrestling. We'll see you later on the Top Story, guys.
Rest in peace.